Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jeff from BKJmacTV, and this is the official BKJmacTV podcast experience, season 2 and episode 28. Today, we're going to be talking about DC and the issues and the drama coming from that house. And it involves Dwayne Johnson and Zachary Levy. It's been pandemonium, literally pandemonium, a bunch of sneak disses and interviews, stuff written in the media and journalisms and journals and stuff like that. And right now, because of all these issues, it has literally sunk Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And I'm telling you, they spent $220 or $30 million, $230 million to be exact, in making that movie. And right now, that movie is heading into an epic fail. Like, wow, that is ridiculous. Who knew The Rock would have that ability to sabotage a movie? Because he was mad that his movie Black Adam low-key kind of sucked. I'm not just gonna say that movie literally kind of was really not that good. There was a lot of things about that movie that just wasn't that good at all. And he was mad, and so he basically effed up Shazam, Fury of the Gods, pretty much. So here's the story I'm about to read you is from The Week, and it was written by Brendan Morrow. He's a staff writer, definitely. So we're going to be talking about this article and the impact Dwayne Johnson's beef has with Zachary Levy over the Shazam and Black Adam movies that has basically screwed up DC's plans on trying to create a tangible DC outing. So let's get into it. Title of the article is Dwayne Johnson, Zachary Levy, and the messy behind-the-scenes drama engulfing DC. Okay, can you smell what's been cooking over at DC? Even more behind-the-scenes drama. The box office failure of DC's latest superhero film, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, has sparked a new round of finger-pointing, with star Zachary Levy sharing an article arguing that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson should shoulder some of the blame. It all has to do with the way Johnson crashed the DC universe with his movie Black Adam and allegedly tried to restructure the franchise around himself, rubbing some the wrong way. So let's take a pause there for a moment. Basically, The Rock pissed off a lot of people at DC with that crappy film, the Black Adam. So because he tried to restructure the franchise around his way, a lot of people at DC were very much offended by that. And if you look at the Rotten Tomato scores, the movie got like a 39%. I think it's descending even down. Movie was just, I saw the movie, it just wasn't good. The only good moment I liked was when Superman came in the end in the theme. I enjoyed that, and there was some good moments in the movie. I'm not going to be one of those internet trolls that just talks about the bad, all the bad, and jump on the bad wagon. There were some really good elements. There was some good storytelling in the movie. However, there were some very cheesy, corny moments in the movie that I just didn't like, and some of the CG graphics just wasn't really. I wasn't much of a fan of. So it's to me it just didn't stand out. Really, it just didn't stand out with that, like a good DC movie, like a good thing. Like it wasn't like an MCU movie where you see an Iron Man movie or a Captain America movie and you knew what you were getting. Movies were good. They were well made, well crafted stories from beginning to end, middle and end. Where in this movie, Black Adam wasn't good. But anyway, this is not about Black Adam. This is about the shit show known as Shazam, Fury of the Gods, which basically sunk instead of swim because of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his ego. So, hierarchy of power. The Rock made his superhero debut in 2022's Black Adam playing the anti-hero. In the DC Comics, Black Adam and Shazam are closely connected. The two characters get their powers in a similar way and even both undergo transformations after saying the word Shazam. But Johnson has said he convinced DC not to introduce Black Adam in the first Shazam movie starring Zachary Levy, and instead gave the character his own film first. The idea seemed to be a setup Shazam and Black Adam separately, so they're both fully fleshed out when they eventually meet and face off. And the first Shazam subtly teased Johnson's Black Adam, so fans were confused when Black Adam and a Shazam sequel, Fury of the Gods, were released within months of each other, yet did not connect in any meaningful way that would indicate the characters are related. So basically, the fans were confused. I was confused. We didn't see the connections. They didn't mention it. I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he really pulled the Vince McMahon here, and he really sabotaged this moment in filmmaking, and it just wasn't good at all. It just wasn't really good. Anyhow, days after Fury of the Gods had one of the worst opening weekends for DC, The Wrap reported that Johnson kneecapped the Shazam sequel. This piece revealed Johnson allegedly vetoed a planned post-credit scene of Black Adam that would have featured Levy's Shazam being recruited into the Justice Society of America, a prominent group in Black Adam. Considering Black Adam's opening weekend haul was more than twice as big as Fury of the Gods, a teaser for the latter in the former could have potentially helped boost ticket sales. Additionally, The Wrap said that Johnson didn't allow Black Adam characters to appear in Fury of the Gods, suggesting the lack of connection between the films was his doing. And he also reportedly turned down a cameo in the movie. By refusing to integrate with other established characters, Johnson systematically crippled two franchises and has harmed DC in the process, a Hollywood insider told The Wrap. The outlet previously quoted an insider who alleged Johnson has a thinly veiled disdain for the Shazam franchise. So basically, The Rock allowed his ego to destroy the Shazam franchise and literally the Black Adam franchise as well. Let's be honest. The fact that he withheld characters from Black Adam from appearing into Shazam, it literally makes no sense. Like, literally, it makes no sense whatsoever. How do you literally do that? It literally makes no sense, and it makes, like, literally. It just, like, he should have just stayed in his lane. And the fact that he now, because of his nefarious actions, that he was able to destroy two franchises. He literally pulled a Vince McMahon and a Shawn Michaels from the 90s. He buried two franchises. He buried the star of Shazam. The ego, I think it was an ego boost. Let me tell you something, bro. The Rock is one of the nicest persons in the world. He's always a giving person. He's a kind person. But there are times where his ego get the best of him. And in that moment, his ego truly dominated his mindset. And I don't think he thought about the long-term effects of his actions going into Black Adam and how it would affect Shazam, Fury of the Gods down the road. It was not fair. It shouldn't have gone down that way. And now DC probably fired him, and they're gonna find a new Black Adam, basically reboot Black Adam, probably now reboot Shazam. I feel sorry for the both leaders of the new DCU extended universe. They have a lot of work on their hands. It's just been a debauchery since 2012 till now. It's just been a debauchery. So a lot of work for them, definitely at DC. Ruffling feathers. The Wrap reports also argued Johnson undermined Shazam in another way by spending virtually his entire Black Adam press tour hyping a potential showdown between Black Adam and Superman, rather than between Black Adam and Shazam. In fact, while Black Adam did not tease anything related to Shazam, it did feature a credits scene in which Henry Cavill returned as Superman, a character he had not played in 5 years. The scene implied Cavill was now back at DC's official Superman and that he would fight Black Adam in the near future. But the Hollywood Reporter later revealed that Cavill didn't have a deal in place to return as Superman when this cameo was shot, and that Johnson masterminded the whole thing. Walter Hamada, then the head of DC Films, originally niched the idea for a Cavill cameo. The reporter said, noting that Hamada had his own Superman plans. A new version of Superman played by a black actor was expected to be introduced. For example, Cavill's Superman was also closely associated with the Zack Snyder era of DC, which the studio was looking to move away from. Despite all of this, reporter said Johnson went around Hamada and got the Cavill cameo approved by Warner Bros. Pictures heads Michael DeLuca and Pam Abadi. So he went around their backs and got it done. And I think people appreciated that end credit in Black Adam, seeing the actual Superman. That's how Superman was supposed to be. But overall, just it sunk instead of swam. Anyway, so the perception was that Johnson wasn't satisfied to be the villain of a more low-level comedic character like Shazam, and instead was working behind the scenes to reorganize the DC universe in a way that gave himself a more significant role as the arch nemesis of Superman. In the process, though, he may have helped make the Shazam franchise seem less significant to the broader DC picture. Instead of making a movie, he wants to extend his brand and make a brand centered on himself, a Hollywood executive told The Wrap. Johnson's maneuvering, which included pitching Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav directly on a Black Adam vs. Superman showdown, ruffled feathers internally. Variety reported, with a source telling the outlet Dwayne went around everyone, which didn't sit well. His plans blew up after Black Adam disappointed in the box office, and James Gunn was hired as a new co-CEO of DC. Gunn has since confirmed that he's taken the franchise in a new direction and plans to recast Superman. In the end, Cavill was a pawn in Dwayne's failed attempt to control a piece of DC. An insider told The Hollywood Reporter. Johnson has also confirmed Gunn isn't bringing him back as Black Adam anytime soon, if ever. Most likely, James Gunn is not bringing back Dwayne Johnson at all after all of this situation went down. It was a crazy ordeal, and apparently the way it's being written here, from many credible sources, it seems that Dwayne Johnson just pissed off a lot of people in Hollywood, and it's just not good for business. It's the kind of thing that could actually F your career up and not get you movies and auditions for movies. But Dwayne is such a good actor, so I think he'll take this and learn from this experience and become better, because that's who he is. He learns from these situations. He was in the WWE, for God's sakes, and he understood how people was buried. He never thought he would bury somebody and get ramification on him. In a sense, he became the character that he wrote about in the Young Rock series. Instead of mentioning Shawn Michaels' name, he created this fictional character that was based on Shawn Michaels, and basically Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson became that character in real life in Hollywood. What a sad way. What a terribly, terribly sad way. But that's the case. Shazam star Zachary Levy 2 appears unlikely to return thanks to the Fury of the Gods' weak performance. On Instagram, Levy shared the Wrap's allegations about Johnson and wrote, "The truth shall set you free." He later took to Instagram Live to insist he hasn't blamed anybody for the failure of Fury of the Gods, and only shared the article because I do not want to be blamed for things that are not on me. But he also confirmed the plans for a credit scene tying the Black Adams were thwarted. Levy previously told ET Canada he hasn't even seen Black Adam and sounded in no rush to do so. "I've got a whole full plate of other things that I need to get to in life." He said, "Who would have thought fans might see Black Adam and Shazam do more fighting in real life than in the movies? I'm weak." That is funny. So basically, he's alluding to the fact that though there's a real life beef between these two guys, and instead of being done in the movies, which is really sad, really, really sad. Overall, I'm deeply disappointed in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's attitude and towards this towards Shazam. James Gunn did what he had to do. The victim here is Zachary, Levy, and the amount of money that was lost in funding this movie. I don't know. The Rock has an ego issue. I mean, he was hyped up too hard, and now it basically it blew up in his face. So hopefully he learns from the situation. Definitely hope he learns from the situation, and that when they recast all these characters in the future, which James Gunn is planning to do, we'll see what happens. But at this time, it was a spectacular failure indeed. Thank you for listening to this podcast, and you tell me your opinions. Do you think The Rock overreacted? Do you think The Rock was being egotistic? You let me know in the comments below. Peace, love, always. One.